Okay, don't judge me. I realized Hassan Minhaj is my hall pass. Alright, so today we're doing a shadow and schmooze. This is where I put on makeup, do my face, and talk about life and things going on. So if you enjoy while you're watching, you can give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. I'm going to have everything I use on my face today listed down below in the description box. All the makeup's down there. Let's shadow and schmooze it up. Okay, this morning I tried this root spray. It's the Schwarzkopf root retouch. Oh man, this is a big no. It came out like a freaking fire hose and my roots are just like straight up black. Almost looks like I have a wig on. And then it wouldn't even come off my hands. I had to like really scrub my hands. So it does say it's waterproof. I agree with that, but this is gonna be interesting to get out of my hair now. So I'm gonna start off with the Essence Fix and Last Jelly Primer. I said I would update it on this. I'm putting it on, but I'm pretty sure it breaks me out. I'm putting it on for you guys to give you the update, but I feel like every time I put this on, the next day I do wake up with like a little guy. I don't get breakouts really after Accutane. I'll get like one zit maybe once a month, and that's pretty much it. So I definitely know if it's a product at this point, because typically it just won't break out if it's not from a product. It's fine. I don't feel like it makes my makeup stay on any longer. It definitely doesn't feel like a gripping primer at all. Basically just feels like a serum primer. I'm gonna go in with the Cali Ray primer over top. This clean blurring primer. I was really excited because I've heard really good things about this. On me, I don't know, I don't find it to be super blurring. I feel like this, the number 7 airbrush away, is so much more blurring. Not technically a primer, but it does an amazing job at blurring. It does a little something, it definitely mattifies. I just don't see as much of the like softening blurring as I would like to. I feel like this shadow and schmooze might be a little bit of just like a therapy session with myself / word vomit. I don't know, I'm feeling some things right now. Where's my coffee? Oh, it's all the way at the end of the table. I feel like I have a lot of feelings right now, and I also feel like I'm at a crossroads. Okay, my ear is burned to pieces right now, so ignore that. It's from the Hot Pack. I'm going in with the Milk Makeup Concealer. This is amazing as foundation on its own, but because I need to darken my face a little bit right now to match the tanner, I'm gonna mix in a little bit of the Summer Fridays Sheer Skin Tint in the shade 3. I don't love this. I think you could definitely pass on this. I'm basically just using it because I have it and I want to darken my face. Very sheer, very glowy. A little too sheer for my liking. Okay, so right now I'm in Croatia. I'm filming this in pretty real time, like a few days before it's going live. I'm here for a total of 3 weeks. I've had some good days here health-wise, and then I had a real rough, like, basically week. I had like a 4-day straight one. I haven't been like super functional, so I feel like I haven't done a ton yet, even though I've been here for like 2 weeks. I have 1 week left pretty much. So part of what I'm doing right now, if you're new here, I'm solo traveling. I've been doing it for a year. I don't have like a place I live. I just kind of bounce around. Part of that is, yeah, it can get lonely sometimes. Usually I get my social things out by like going on different walking tours, going on dates, whatever. But Croatia, I think just a combo of, because I've been inside a lot, not feeling well, and then the dating scene here, I'm confused. It's non-existent on the apps. I don't know, maybe they have a whole different app. I'm sure they do. I haven't gone on a single date. It's been very non-existent here. And right now it's honestly like the best time to come to Croatia, I would say, is like early October, mid-October, because it's still literally like 74 degrees, sunny almost every day. Perfect weather where it's not too hot, and there are pretty much no tourists. If you can travel in October, travel in October, because it is the best time. The tourist season is done. It's usually like milder weather. You're not dying walking around. It's great. It's lovely. But as a solo traveler, interesting, because I'm realizing like there definitely are just less people. So not just for dating, but for like meeting people, it's different. So I do feel like right now I am in one of those like going through the loneliness phase a little bit. This on its own, I also love as under eye concealer. This is gonna be a little bit dark, I think, so I'm gonna add a little bit of NARS. But like I talked about in my solo travel video, that's a phase, and it's just part of what happens when you're doing something like this or solo traveling. Like you can feel lonely sometimes, and I know that just it comes with it. It's a phase, and also to some degree you are in control of it. So like, for example, so in my time, like Halloween's in a couple days, and I'm like, okay, I could be my introvert self and like very easily have an enjoyable night in where I'm just like staying here, not dressing up, not doing anything by myself. But then I'm also like, no, I'm doing what I'm doing right now. I'm never gonna be like in this phase of my life again, and I might as well put myself out there and like go try to do something on Halloween. So I think I'm gonna book a couple nights in like a hostel just to have that environment, to meet people and to be doing something on Halloween. And it's like, I know if I do that, I'll be glad I did. There are different companies now. I've booked one of them for January, where it's basically like a co-working, co-living space where everyone, you have to get like approved. I think it's all people in their like later 20s, 30s, 40s who are working, either own their own businesses or can work remote. And then you like live in the same place, do social activities and stuff like that. So like that's perfect. I want to start booking more of those as well. Going with the Charlotte Tilbury brow pencil. I've been loving this. This is in the shade dark brown, and I feel like it's a really nice shade for me. It's not too dark and it's not, oh, play that freaking hairspray. Anyways, I wanted to talk about this because it is like, you know, the other side of what I'm doing, and it's easy to show all the fun things. This can happen, you know? So I have travel booked basically like every couple months. I'm coming back to the US for a couple months and then going abroad for a couple months is what I have planned right now. But here's where I'm at the crossroads. Part of me is like, hold on, let me get bronzer. Going in with my Rose Inc Seychelles. Part of me is like, okay, I'm 30. This is like the point in my life to travel, don't have kids, all that, you know, single, whatever. So part of me is like, I should be doing this as long as I am able to, because who knows when that will change. I enjoy it. Like, I really do enjoy it. As much as I'm talking about like loneliness and whatever, it's part of the dip, but then you come back up and there's like very high highs, and I do love what I'm doing. I'm not saying I don't love it. I wouldn't be here right now if I didn't want to be, you know? Part of me is like, see all the places, do all the things right now while you can. Not that like having kids or getting a relationship or whatever would stop that, because ideally I would find someone who also enjoys doing a similar thing. I'm just taking my foundation brush and going over top. But the other part of me is like, okay, I'm 30. Not that the age has like that much to do with it, but just the fact that like I am at this point where I do want to prioritize relationships, and I am kind of like craving having more of a community. And in order to get that and to do that, I kind of have to be in one place. And so part of me is like, okay, maybe I do like 6 months or so in a fully furnished apartment, so I don't have to do like a big move, fully commit to one place if I decide I want to do 6 months and then travel again or whatever. But just kind of like be in one place for a little bit longer, see how that goes. And I'm leaning towards like, if I do that, I think I would do Austin for 6 months, because I just already have a lot of people that I know there. When I was there, it was like so easy to do social things. The dating was good. It was just like very easy. It felt like, okay, I just have already kind of like an in here, versus other cities in the US that I like the actual city better. For example, Chicago and Atlanta. Love those cities better, would permanently move there over Austin, but I know no one there. And so I think for being there for like 6 months, it would just be kind of more of a long-term thing where I'm like, okay, if I'm going to move there, obviously I'm going to put in the effort of like making community, making friends, but I don't want to do that for 6 months if I'm just going to like leave. I think with Austin, it's like, I would enjoy being there for 6 months. Now I know I don't want to live there long-term, but like Austin or New York City is kind of what I'm leaning towards, because in both places I already like have a solid amount of people there, and it's just fun. Like whenever I'm there, it's just easy, it's fun. But then the other part of me, the third part, I guess I'm in thirds right now, then the third part is like, I don't know if I want to be in the US, man. Like, I just don't know. Part of that is I'm waiting on the visa situation. There are a couple countries I would consider moving to, but it kind of is just dependent on visas, and like visas that are supposed to come out soon for like remote workers. But then with that, there's just, oh my God, this friggin' fruit spray. Okay, don't buy that. There's a lot of different directions we could go right now. Keeping my options open right now. Whenever I feel like making a decision for staying for 6 months, for moving permanently, like whatever I feel like doing, if the visa comes out, go from there. But I am thinking about these like different possibilities right now, just because there are certain things I am starting to miss. It's been a year. I've been doing this for a year now, which is crazy. This month, October, is my 1 year of doing the nomad life thing, and also 10 years on YouTube. That is so wild. I'm gonna touch on that in a minute. Let me just finish my train of thought here. Now that I totally lost my train of thought, where was I going with that? I do feel like just now, like within the last few weeks really, there are certain things that I miss more than I have been for the last year. Just like small like lifestyle things really that can be done anywhere. It could be done in a foreign country, could be done in the US, whatever, but just like very small things like meal prepping, kind of like eating healthier and more regularly, going to the gym. I do want to try and find like a personal trainer wherever I move. I can't do a lot of like workout stuff. So I just want to find someone who like specializes in chronic pain basically and can like teach me workouts that I can stay consistent with and that I can like go to the gym and do with someone, but that won't flare me up. So there's just certain lifestyle things and certain like everyday life things that I do miss. I haven't missed those things really at all until, like I said, recently. The other side of it is I am still really enjoying what I'm doing, and I'm very thankful to be doing what I'm doing. And I'm like, you know, this is my time. I don't know. So I'm just kind of going with the flow. Who knows what'll happen, but it's a little bit more where I've been at recently. I'm gonna go with this bronzer I picked up here, Evelyn Cosmetics in Jamaica Bay. Let me know if any of you guys are like this. I feel like I could really have like 15 different lives and be perfectly happy in different options. Like I could see myself totally moving to a foreign country, staying there forever, or staying there for a long time, and then like having a second home in the US or something in like an ideal world. I could see myself living in like Oregon on a river in a cabin, being very happy. I could see myself living in the city, in Chicago or in Atlanta, whatever, being very happy. No, I could just see like all these different lives and different options, and I'm kind of like, what do I really want? I'm figuring it out, or trying to. The like thing that's kind of stopping me right now from choosing one place or staying one place right now is that, like I said, there's still so many different places I want to see. And the thing with what I'm doing right now is that it is so much less expensive to do what I'm doing right now and not be paying rent. If I did move somewhere in the US and then wanted to continue traveling, it just wouldn't be at the same frequency, obviously, and it would be much more expensive because you're paying rent and you're traveling on top of it, which is why doing this is like so ideal. But it's just so nice right now to like not have any other expenses, not have rent. I don't have any monthly payments. My main goal is to travel, then what I'm doing right now is great. If my main goal is to like settle down and like stay in one place and build a community, then I wouldn't be doing this. Basically just figuring out what the heck my goals are right now and then prioritizing those. Thinking about all of these things, you know? And ultimately, obviously, I'm gonna do whatever is in my gut and what I feel like I wanna do. This is the Ciate First Date Blush. So freaking pretty. I love the way this lays on your face. Best case scenario with visas, everything would be to stay in a foreign country and stay there for a couple years. That's like what I feel most like drawn to right now. If there's just things to consider with YouTube and with work, it would be different. It would affect things with sponsorships. I would be flying back to the US every few months just to like get products to film with, see certain doctors, and then you have to think about like the tax thing. There's certain things to think about. It's not that it can't happen. It would just present its challenges, which is fine. Just like weighing out if that's something I want to do and like worth it or not. It's not like it's like keeping me up at night, you know, but I am starting to like really consider things more than I was even a month ago. A month ago I was like, yeah, I'm just bouncing around, whatever. And now I am feeling like a little bit more like I want to choose something. But at the same time, I have travel booked through pretty much July right now. I don't know, man. I think what it comes down to is like community wherever you are, whatever you're doing. People are important. I saw this thing. Let me see if I can find the TikTok. I think I sent it to my dad. Wow, this is gonna be a good story because I don't even remember the statistic. People who have some kind of like daily connection in their life, whether it's just like with the grocery store person, with a stranger, your friends, family, whatever, if you have like daily connections, you're statistically going to, feels like you're gonna live longer. Okay, cannot find, but social connections are very important. So I was having like black on my forehead still. I didn't realize was there. Skin's looking good besides that. I have been waiting to whip out this. It's the Natasha Denona Mini Glam Palette. Picked this up on Sephora. I used one of these shades just because I like felt like I couldn't wait, but I really have not tried this yet. Really pretty cool tones, and I love a mini palette, so I'm excited to try this. Yesterday, I just finished the book Beach Read, and I feel like that was the perfect book for me to read right now. If you want like an easy, feel good, it is what it says, like beach read. And it's not too corny. If you have like issues with some of these romance novels, whatever category you want to call this, being too corny to where it's just like, seriously. This one was cute, but not overly corny or unbelievable. So I want to read more from Emily Henry. I don't think it was incredible writing or anything, you know, like not mind-blowing, but just like a good, easy watch. I feel like it gives me the same feeling as like watching Bridgerton or something, where you're like, okay, this is not like a revolutionary show. It's not incredibly well done or anything, but it makes you feel good. It's fun to watch. It's just like enjoyable. Or like Emily in Paris, you know, has that kind of feel. I just went in with the Laura Mercier Caviar Eye Stick and Vanilla Kiss. I used to use this for primer and I put it back in my travel bag, and I've been really liking it because it's just so easy. It gives me coverage on my lids and helps like my shadows pop, but it's just easy because it's in stick form. Put on my silver hoops today because I knew I wanted to do kind of more cool tone look. Now I'm really looking at this, there's like a few that are leaning more cool tone, but they're really just kind of neutral. They're not super cool tone. The one or two Natasha Denona palettes I've tried in the past, I wasn't like super impressed by, probably just because they get so much hype. Like I feel like Natasha Denona eyeshadows, remember a few years ago, there was a phase where everyone was talking about Natasha Denona eyeshadows. They were like the best formula ever. And I just felt like it was a bit overhyped. I have a video, I'll link it down below, the video trying Natasha Denona palette. There's not a Natasha Denona product that like, I'm like, whoa, holy shit, you know? Shade looks pretty muddy almost. This is the tan shade, which it's not pulling like that on my eyes at all. It looks kind of like a muddy gray. So yeah, man, 10 years on YouTube. On one hand, it feels like I've been doing this for my entire life. Like I really can't remember what life was like before putting so much time into making videos. It's really actually weird to think about. I feel like I need some other shades here. Like there's this dark brown, but I think I'm gonna go with my Sigma palette. I love this palette. I'm gonna take the shade Hazel. It's weird. I truly can't remember what I was doing before I was making videos. I guess just living life, you know, being in school. And obviously so much has changed in 10 years with the space and just everything. If you want to hear more about the whole like YouTube process and how it became a job, I never thought it was going to be my full-time thing ever. That was never my goal. I talk all about it I did a recent like social media tips, starting on YouTube kind of video, but I talk a lot about like just my own experience kind of in that video, so I'll link in the eye down below. If I do this for another 10 years, I will be 40 years old on YouTube, and I'll have been doing it from when I was basically 20 to 40. That is insane to think about, but it's really cool because now on YouTube, when I see one of you comment and it shows a little icon next to you, I can actually hover over it and see how long you've been subscribed to my channel. And whenever I see someone who it says like 8, 9 years, 7 years. Thank you so much. I mean, even if you're a newer subscriber, you've been around for a few years, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. And like the fact that some of you have stuck around for that many years, and I've been like with you through so many different phases of life. Like sometimes I'll meet someone who's like, I've been watching you since I was 16 and now they're, you know, like in their mid-20s. That's just crazy to think about that fact. And like I have those YouTubers for me who I've watched for literally 10 years, so I know what it feels like on the other end. And I just wanted to thank you guys for like allowing me to be part of your lives in that way, and for continuing to watch and support. I just always feel very thankful that you choose to spend parts of your days watching my face. Also, thank you guys. I never got to say, I so appreciated in my last Shadow and Schmooze, it was the one in Arizona. It was an emotional one. We talked about a lot of things. So if you missed that video, I feel like that was not one to miss. If you want to be caught up on things, definitely watch that. One of the things I talked about in that video, what am I doing? I'm going to take this brown, was when I made the choice to cut down from 3 videos a week to 2 videos a week. I also chose to decrease the amount of sponsored videos per month from 3 to 2. And so I took a big pay cut for 2 years. I never mentioned it. I never asked you guys. I just felt like that's what I should do, was if I'm decreasing the amount of videos I put out, to decrease the amount of sponsored videos. So for 2 years I did that, and I mentioned that in the video. I was not expecting the response that got, where so many of you were like, why'd you do that? Don't do that. We don't care if there's one more sponsored video a month. Don't take a pay cut. I don't know, it meant a lot to me because it just shows that you guys like genuinely A, trust what I'm saying and trust what I'm endorsing, but B, the comments on that video, all of them, I was like in tears reading those comments, and I just really appreciate all of you who left like kind comments on that video. But the ones about the sponsorships, I was just really shocked by it, and I just really appreciate that the overwhelming response was like, what are you doing? Do 3 a month, don't do 2 a month, we don't care. And not saying that, you know, every month there's going to be more sponsorships, but like for example in October, sometimes things just fall, where in the past, like I said, I would have turned down the extra one even if it was something that I wanted to do, because I was like, okay, I already hit my 2 a month. But in October, for example, I did do 3 sponsored videos on YouTube that month. And then November, right now, I don't have anything planned. There like might be 1, but that's just how it goes sometimes. So I really appreciate like the flexibility with that, and also just you guys knowing that if I am doing it, it's because I think it's something you guys will genuinely like because I like it, or I hope that you'll like because I like it. So not every month is going to have 3 sponsored videos. And I do really try to like, I look at my schedule and I think about the videos I'm putting out, what I'm putting out on Instagram, if there's sponsorships over there. I try to like really balance it and never be too much. So I'm like very hyper aware of that. Some might have 1, some might have none, some might have 3. But I do appreciate the flexibility now, knowing like, okay, it's okay if there are 3, you know, if it's something I want to do. That was something that I wasn't even considering changing. So after that video, I was like, oh wow, did not realize the overwhelming response would be that. The shades I'm using from this palette have this kind of like muddiness to them that I'm not loving. That is not blending out well, folks. As I'm blending that brown, it's just getting like pretty patchy looking. I want it to be cool tones, so I think I'm gonna take this middle one first. One other thing I'm trying to do is get help with work stuff where I can. So for example, the last few months, I don't even know how long it's been now, I've been having, if you've seen more of my videos on Facebook, it's because a company is like doing those, they're editing it and then they put it on Facebook. It's just like a way where if I already have content, you know, it's good to be on other platforms, and so they do all those edits and stuff, but it's been a little bit of a learning curve. It's interesting when someone is like posting on your behalf, because obviously like I have my own voice and like things I like to say, and you guys know I like to be in control. I like to be in control of the editing and all aspects of my brand. I like to be in control. It's not a great quality because I do need to learn to like let go a little bit more. It's obviously a learning curve whenever you're working with someone new to just like be on the same page about certain things. But anyways, aside from the Facebook videos, I've been trying to get a little bit of help with, it's really just like things that take a little bit more time, like putting subtitles or captions on certain videos, or adding in like graphics or transitions, just things that at the end of a video, like after I've done the editing, maybe getting help with just like that extra hour or 2 hours that it takes sometimes to like put images on the screen. If I'm doing a makeup video like this, like popping in the images. Instagram Reels is something where I'm like, okay, that is something that I could definitely get help editing with, because I have so much content that I never post. I literally film things for Reels all the time that I just don't have time to edit, and so they don't get posted. And then like I have literally 30 Reels that are just sitting in my phone that could be posted. So that's an area where I'm like, okay, I could definitely hand off the editing there, because there's not typically like talking in Reels. It's more just like visual. So that's something that I'm trying to get help with. I actually am talking to a couple different girls today after I film this. That shade, by the way, was pretty. Went on nice with a brush. I am gonna actually use my finger first and just tap some over top, because sometimes that can really help. So just trying to maybe hand off certain things, which is really hard for me to do and I need to be better at. Where are my type A people at? Comment down below. I don't know how I feel about this palette. Like these tones, just maybe these two would go together better, but this tone with this tone, this one is just a little bit too warm. It's not icy enough. It almost just looks like a sandy. Just hard to get these to go together a bit. Okay, I decided to go. We've got some hammering happening. Whew, almost just forgot to press record, change the battery, and yikes. Taking the whatever shade this is, tan that looks like gray for the lower lash line. So for the holidays, I am going to be back in, well, I'm going to Seattle for doctors and to see friends and baby Riley and everything. And then I'm going to San Diego for Christmas, and I'll be there for a while this time. And I'm really excited because my grandparents are coming from North Carolina. My cousin will be there, and we haven't had a Christmas like all together in a while for different reasons. So I'm really looking forward to that. I feel like we need a little pizzazz. So I'm going to take the NYX Glow Shot in the shade High Key Lychee. Yeah, lychee. I'm gonna put this on the center just because I feel like we need a little help with this look. Okay, I guess I'm putting this on the first half of my eyeball. There we go. Now we're looking more cool tone. By the way, I'm trying a different tanner right now, so that's why my hands are pretty orange. I'm aware. I am going to put on lashes today, but I've been layering these two mascaras, the YSL Babydoll and Revlon So Fierce. They're very, very similar. YSL Babydoll smudges less than the Revlon, but my YSL is like almost out on the last few uses here, which is why I've been layering them. How are you guys? What are you guys doing? Comment down below what your name is, where you live, and what you're doing in this phase of life. I'm curious where we're all at right now. I try to read all of your comments on every video, especially in the first like couple days the video goes up. I almost always read every comment. This tight line, if I can find my julep. My julep liner is getting so tiny. Here she is. Here's julep, literally like an inch and a half long. I don't know why, but I do like to tight line after mascara. I feel like it's easier for some reason. But I just kind of like place my hand here, lift up, and actually looking down I find is easier. And that's it. Just adds a little something. Small difference. Wait, small action, big impact. Wow, I can't wait to wash my hair and get this shit out. Where are my lashes? Did I forget to pack lashes? Oh, okay, they're in here. Been storing them in this little Auric container. Okay, don't judge me. Auric, you guys should come out with a full storage thing for lashes. I honestly chop lashes so much now to the point where the original lash is like barely recognizable. So basically, you can take pretty much any lash and turn them into corner lashes in thirds. I think these are the Amazon ones. Okay, just did the corner lashes. Then I actually put the black liner on my waterline down here. I don't know why, but whenever I put waterline eyeliner only on the bottom without like smoking it out with black, it just reminds me of high school. I don't know about you guys, but that was like the popular thing, was to do black liner like all the way around your eyes, on your waterline, on your upper, and like that's it. And then with like a pink lip. Things haven't changed that much, clearly. Still my pink lip phase. But I'm kind of liking it, so I think I'm gonna leave the eyeliner at that. I did add a little bit of like a cat eye thing towards the inner part, and then I'm gonna go in with bottom lash mascara. But the other night on Netflix, I watched Hassan Minhaj's new special. What was it called? King's Gesture, I think. You guys need to watch it. So funny. I realized Hassan Minhaj is my hall pass. I've never really had like a hardcore celebrity crush, because for me, it's like most of them are actors. I need like the person's personality in order for them to like make them attractive to me. And so with celebrities, that's weird because you obviously don't know their real personality, they're acting. But with comedians, it's like, you know they're funny. Yeah, you don't know everything about them, but you know they're funny. So yes, it is official. Hassan Minhaj is my celebrity crush. If anyone knows any real life Hassan Minhajes, hit me up. I just feel like if a guy is funny, it makes them literally 5 billion times more attractive. Love a good funny guy. But yeah, that special was really good. And I actually went back and watched his one from, I think it was like 2017 or 18. And I feel like just as a comedian, he's gotten so much better over the years. Like his delivery, timing, and everything on this new special was, you could see the difference like in the growth between the two. He was still good in 2017, but like this one was great. Rare Beauty Worthy is what I've been using literally every day. It goes really well with all the pink glosses I like to use. And the formula of these stay friggin' on. I feel like the Rare Beauty lip liner formula is one of the longest lasting I've found. Oh my god, I was watching back a video that was filmed right after I got the lip filler in Chicago. Oh, it looked so bad. I'm surprised more of you didn't say something. Some of you said something, but they were swollen, but like even after those settled, I don't like the look of that lip filler. The Restylane Kiss that I got in Florida was like much more my speed. So if I do it again, I think that's what I would do, and I would try to go back to that girl in Florida, Smith & Co, because like she just nails the shape. It just didn't last well on me, but maybe if I did it a second time. Some people say it takes like 2 or 3 times. So I have these lipsticks that I have not been using at all. They're both Rare Beauty, so we're gonna use one today. This is actually Worthy, so the matching lipstick. This one got a little smushed. I don't know what I did there. Ooh, okay, the lipstick shade definitely looks cool toned. I mean, it looks pretty like mauve. I'm gonna add a little bit of 180 Beige Eden. This has like a nice natural kind of sheen. I think I'm gonna add just a touch of this Fenty powder. I've been testing this. I like it. I'm not obsessed with it. It does a little bit of blurring. It's not like the most blurring powder, but what I like is that it doesn't lift up the foundation underneath, which a lot of powders can for me. This one does have a little pigment to it, so it doesn't totally lift up what's underneath. I don't think I would repurchase it. Like, I don't love it that much, but it does do a nice job of like mattifying where I want it to. Do I want to mattify my forehead? That's always the question. I feel like I need a little more bronzer on my forehead, but I'm friggin' scared to after this shit. We'll just do a little more on my cheeks. Okay, I think this is the final look. I'm gonna have all the makeup I used listed down below in the description box. Thank you guys for hanging out and chatting. Here's a close-up of the makeup so you can see. I just feel like this friggin' Milk makeup, this guy, literally mixes well with anything. Even on its own, like without mixed into stuff, long lasting, doesn't crease, just looks nice on my skin throughout the day. Thank you again for 10 years on YouTube. I'll have the lash shadow and schmooze listed down below if you did miss that one, along with everything that's on my face today. But I love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.